As you know, a couple of weeks ago, I came on and I made a video about how Notebook LM has just upgraded and came up with some new features. And the key feature that I showed you in that particular video is how that, everyone knows that Notebook LM can generate a podcast type situation. And I don't know why they call it a podcast because it's more or less audible summary. Anyway, you could interrupt that conversation with the two hosts and you can go back and forth with it and you can dig in. But there's one part that I missed in talking about this. And when I discovered this, boom, mind blown. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to pop over here to Notebook LM. And let's say we want to learn something brand new. I'm going to go to Create New right here. In the middle, you see this is where you normally go to add your sources. You're going to add Google Docs, Google Slides, websites, YouTube links, or just paste text from something. But this is a cool button that I did not talk about, and this is called Discover Sources. So we want to click on that. And let's describe something. Now, I haven't even thought of a good subject matter, but let's see. I am interested in making a guide that will help content creators who need to travel a lot find some gems, hidden secrets, tips, tricks about the type of gear and travel accessories that they can take on a trip to simplify their travel. We're talking about bags. We're talking about travel hacks. We're talking about ways to keep their data safe, ways to get connections to their phone, anything that a content creator would need while they're traveling for conferences, businesses, or just for fun and vacation. I use an application called Super Whisper to do that, and it's about to paste that in. So that's what I'm interested in. I'm going to have this thing discover sources. So let me go to submit. Now, this one is way longer than what I've tried, but I believe it's better if you give it detail. So I'm going to go ahead and say submit and let it do its thing. And these are a bunch of sources that came up. It has found 10 sources. Now, before we rock with those, I'm going to click one more tab over and I'm going to go to Gemini and I'm going to try a similar thing. Now, again, this should work with just about any of the browsers, but I'm going to just use Gemini in this particular case. So I'm going to hit the Super Whisper button again. I want to find 20 sources so that I can learn about travel accessories for content creators that I can use with Notebook LM. Find me 20 sources. And now Gemini is going to do a very similar thing. Okay, it can only find 19, but hey, we'll take them. We'll take them. All right. This is pretty good. It's giving us a pretty incredible list here, right? Let me run through this list real quick. Clemens for vlogging, microphones for audio, tripod, portable chargers, memory cards, gimbal stabilizers, lighting equipment, travel bag and cases, portable monitors, adapters and converters, organizing accessories, smartphone lenses, tablets for accessories, drone accessories, interview kits, waterproof cases and pouches, external hard drive and SSDs, multifunction accessories, and cleaning kits. Really crazy is that just about describes what I took on this recent trip. I made a video right before I left of what I have in the orange Nanook case, which is hiding behind me somewhere down there on the ground. I made a video and I swear to you, it covered the majority of what they're talking about. So this list does look pretty incredible. So let me go back over and do the next section here. It says, have Gemini create a detailed research report on this topic. So I'm going to go ahead, detailed, not retail. I'm going to go ahead and say try now. So it just popped on deep research for me, and it's going to go down that list. Now, what's crazy, if I was to just take all of these particular categories and make them as like a guide, yo, this is a seriously dope 19 chapter. I could do like conclusions or a place to take notes. I can make a pretty decent ebook out of this. Most of these things I know because as you guys know, I've been traveling a lot for the last 3 years, and this pretty much describes what I put in my setup. That is crazy because this is my first time trying this. Let's do something real quick. I'm going to take this and let's go throw this at Chad real quick. I got Claude working on something else. I don't want to bother her right now because she's busy. And let's do that I can use with not Gemini, Notebook LM. There we go. There we go. And let's do search because that ought to make this easier, and go ahead and let Chad do that thing. Meanwhile, Gemini is hard at work over here generating these sources. So here's a bunch. I can look at analyze the result, create a report, and then I can edit this plan. But basically what it's given us for a plan is find 20 sources to learn about travel accessories so that I can use with Gemini. I want to edit this plan. I want to use it should state I want to use with LM, not Gemini. There you go. So I screwed that up, but let's see if we can fix that. And then let's go. All right, it updated it perfectly fine. There it is. And again, it's going to search. It's going to look for blog posts. It's going to find travel-friendly photography and videography equipment. It's going to search for portable audio recording devices, investigate portable lighting, find information on compact, lightweight tripod, stabilized for tripod. It's going to search articles. It's going to do this whole 9 yards, okay? Let's go ahead and say start that research. That is dope, family. At the end of the day, that is dope. Let's pop back over to Chad. Chad has given us a very similar style list. It's actually pulling some things in and breaking it down. But you see how you could do something like this and just sort of research what you're going at. Anyway, let's go back to the beginning original exercise because Gemini will be busy. But here is a chat. And with this chat, I can say we're going to build a, we can ask questions. We can add notes. We can add more to this list. But for right now, let's say, what are the common priorities highlighted by these sources when selecting a travel backpack? That is an example of a question that you can ask. Okay, so let's do something real quick. I'm going to turn this into a PDF guide or a Notion page filled with information and links that I can use with my email list and send it to my potential readers. One of the first things we're going to do with this is gather this information in a manner that makes it easy to create this lead gen material. What would be the next steps in order to complete this task? I know what the answer is, but I'm going to show you something while it does this. I'm going to save this prompt. I'm not going to paste it yet. Let me go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to X this out. But for right now, notice there's a button here called Mind Map. I'm going to go ahead and press this. This is the first time doing this live. I just remembered that it was there. So it's going to generate a mind map for this. And now it gave me a little light bulb here where I can say click to open the mind map. And here it is. There's my header. And then it says, okay, here's my backpacks. If I click this, it's going to bring in features to consider, specific backpack mentions, secret compartments and hidden pockets, laptop sleeves. Come on, son. Like on point. Let's go to the next one. eSIM advantages, international eSIM providers, local prepaid SIM cards, considerations. This is all stuff that I talk about when I am teaching. I literally had this exact conversation with my buddy / boss Ken last week, Wednesday in Chicago, because he's going to Japan tomorrow. Okay, tech gear. laptops, smartphones, audio, wearables, storage, cameras, accessories, powers, and other. Let's click on power real quick, see where it takes us. Boom, travel adapters. You know, my ZenLook travel adapter is my go-to guy. If you watch this channel, I have a short about it. Multi-device chargers. I use the Anchor 240, but hey, you do your thing, girl. And then there's the Anchor MagSafe, which is already on my list. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is dope. Packing strategies. Let's look at it real quick. Second copies of travel essentials, toiletry bags, the whole 9 yards. Family, this, people say, hold on, let me come to your face. You need to see my face. People say you need to write a book if you want to expand just about whatever you're talking about. This guy just gave me the blueprint for something that you all know I could easily talk about. Those of you guys who have seen me at camp, you see what I travel with, you see how I roll. This, my friends, is a dope book, especially if I start cranking on this now and I can have this ready for, let's say, summer, or even better, an updated version as a gift guide or a shopping guide for Christmas. God, I hope Christmas doesn't get screwed up this year. Anyway, never mind. This is just good. This is just good. Let's go back in and see what else we're talking about. So we have all this here, and here's a decent mind map. As you see, there's myriad things that we can look at here, but let's step out of the mind map. As a matter of fact, I'm going to download this mind map. I don't even know what it downloads it as, but I'm just going to download it. It downloads it as a PNG. So that means I would want to expand all of these. It'd be really cool if I can download this in a mind mappable format that would work with, some mind mapping tool. Anywho, let's go back in and let's paste back in that prompt that I did just to remember. I'm going to turn this into a PDF guide or Notion page filled with information and links I can use with my email list and send it to potential readers. One of the first things I'm going to do with this is gather all the information in a manner that makes it easy to create a lead gen material. What would be the next steps? And I could just go ahead and say go, and it's going to do that thing. But I could also just break down any of those topics that I got out of the mind map and have it go to town. But it's literally pulling all of this together and giving me some instructions. And I'm not going to bore you with reading this whole thing because I'm pretty sure by now you're intelligent enough to see what it is that we're working with. Okay. Now, over here in this report, here are I can export this to a doc, right? So if I do that, that's going to give me a Google Doc that I can now put into Notebook LM and use that. But while it's doing that, let's go ahead and read through some of the things that it came up with real quick. The evolution landscape of the travel content creation and the role of accessories, blah, 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 category and essential travels for content creator, a foundation for informed decisions. It's talking about lighting, stabilization, power storage, protection. It's all there. A deep dive into specific accessories. It's all there. Portable audio recording devices to get crystal clear sound. By the way, the new one from Deity is pretty incredible. I'm going to try to get my hands on one to make a review for you, but it is absolutely dope. Mike and I looked at that while we were at NAB. Portable lighting solutions. Man, the new Ulanzi and Newer blow-up lights are pretty incredible. Compact lightweight tripods. You know what it is. Falcam tree root. Travel bags. We're looking at Alpaca. We're looking at Wondred, Nomadic. I don't know about Backsmart. I hear a lot of people talk about it, but it just seems a little bit too low budget for me. But hey, maybe I'll have to get one and check it out. But yeah, it's all in here. So there are a lot of sources. All of these guys are sources that we can just break down. It's giving us full-on recommendations. A7C, true. XS20, absolutely. I would go XM5, but hey, go with yourself. GoPro Hero, that would be DJI Osmo Action 5. GoPro can kiss, never mind. Yeah, but this is just dope. Like, this gives you a good jumping off point to get in there and do that thing. And here are all of the sources that are used in this report. So you can pull these sources down. You can tell it to put these sources as a list in a spreadsheet and pop back over to Notebook LM and add this. Realize that when you go to add sources, right now, I have 10 of 300. You can put 300 sources in this document, but without going too far, you can just say discover sources. Main point of this video is come over here, use the Discover sources to help you get where you got to get going. Now, listen, I'm just saying, get in Notebook LM and play. These tools are getting so good. These tools are getting so good. People were hanging out with me on the stream today, and I was building something with Claude, and I ran into a couple programmatic issues. But I tell you what, Claude has been able to go in and fix this thing. So I've been still playing around. It's absolutely incredible stuff here. There is no greater time than right now to be a content creator because of tools like this. But jump into Notebook LM and go to Discover Sources. Now, I would just suggest don't give it too generic of a prompt when you're looking for what you're doing. So let's say you're interested in buying a new SUV that gets really good gas mileage and has really high safety ratings. That's a good way to explain it. But just go in and say, hey, help me find some sources so I can create a Notebook LM doc about SUVs. I wouldn't do that. That one won't be so good. So anyway, while we've added all of this extra stuff, let me go back to what we were doing here in Notebook LM. Don't forget, now this is done. I can even have a question with it. I can have it generate me a 2-host English only thing, but I can also customize this guy, only cover topics about conferencing, only cover topics about long trips or one bag travel. So you can add that to customize the audio and generate the audio. You might even tell it to do only one host. So know that you can get and do that. You could have a pull up an FAQ. So it's going to generate an FAQ based off of these 10 sources. Before I actually put this out, I'm going to add a lot more sources. I'm going to go to some of the ones that I already use and know and love, but I think this tool can go a long way to get you where you got to get. And here's some frequently asked questions. I could even convert that to a source. Do you understand? It's generating the questions. I can throw those questions right back at it. Anyway, Notebook LM is a beast. I've been teaching this to all of my friends and family because, again, I don't want anybody I know to get left behind in the AI game. There's just way too much opportunity and way too much misinformation and people crying and selling courses and all of this crazy stuff. And most of this stuff, you can just ask it to teach you itself. That's all I'm saying. Now, you know what I say around these here parts? If you like this video, press the like button, press the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you can know whenever I do one of these other, let me show you how my brain works videos. It's scary in there, trust me. If you have an idea, something you want to try, don't know where to begin, don't know how to approach it, throw that down in the comment section below. If you're already playing with Notebook LM, throw a notebook icon in the comment section below. Let me know what you're doing. Share. The only way we're going to get good at this stuff is if we share these things. Tell us what you are doing. Show them what you're working with. Shake yourself. Sorry, I'm going to stop. Now, I don't know who needed to hear this, but if it was you, let me know in the comment section below. And right about now, the algorithm is going to show you another video they think you should watch, and I agree with them.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver